Welcome to the Know Yourself channel, where making astrology known and understandable is the #1 priority. I'm the Scottish astrologer, and in this video I will discuss the solar eclipse, dubbed the Great American Eclipse, in Leo, coming August 21st. Now this solar eclipse is very interesting and is only a full solar eclipse for most of the United States, namely Ohio, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, North and South Carolina. And this will be the first total solar eclipse in 99 years to travel across the entire continent of the United States. Now the last time this occurred was June the 8th, 1918. And the events taking place following the eclipse are very interesting indeed. Now, World War I was already underway. The Russian Soviet Federal Socialist Republic forms. July 16th, the Tsar of Russia, Nicholas II, and his family are executed. There is race riots in America. Adolf Hitler receives the Iron Cross, first class, for bravery. There's an attempted assassination of Vladimir Lenin, the new leader of Soviet Russia. Damascus is captured by Arab forces under T.E. Lawrence. Poland declares independence from Russia. Latvia declares independence from Russia. World War I comes to an end. Just type in the year 1918 into Google and check out all the events that took place after the eclipse. It's very interesting indeed. And even more interesting, on the 21st of August 1914, a total solar eclipse crossed over Eastern Europe, and that was dubbed the World War I solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipses are powerful signs, and we should all pay attention to them. And as you can see on screen, this eclipse took place in Leo also, just like this one is. Now, for everywhere else, including myself, over in Scotland, United Kingdom, we will only see a partial solar eclipse. And now, if you look at the time on the chart on screen, that is when the eclipse reaches maximum in Ohio. And now this chart popping up now is when it reaches maximum in Edinburgh, United Kingdom, which is 8 o'clock at night. But we will only experience a 4% covering of the sun by the moon over here, so nowhere near as spectacular, unfortunately. Another thing I find interesting is that the moment this Great American Eclipse takes place in the US, the sun is setting in Israel at that very moment. So that's another interesting fact to your attention to be raised to. Now, so solar eclipses are super potent new moons basically, which are symbols of great change and are seen as powerful omens, okay? Now, the effects of this solar eclipse are more directly linked with America and its current president, Donald Trump, as this eclipse takes place conjunct Donald Trump's ascendant, okay, on his own natal chart. And it's also conjunct with the fixed star Regulus. Now, it's the best fixed star in the sky, and it's dubbed the Star of Kings. But this star rises individuals to the very top, but brings a sudden downfall to them. So it's very interesting. I noticed that Trump decides to take a 17-day holiday from the 4th of August, and that brings his return to be the day of this eclipse on the 21st, okay? So another interesting thing, probably deliberate move, but interesting. And it's my opinion this solar eclipse is directly going to affect America, okay, and its leader, as Leo is a sign of leadership, the heart of humans also, and its ruler, the sun, is the spirit, which resides in the heart. Just as the sun resides in Leo, which is the zodiac sign it rules. So this change and new beginnings brought about by this very potent eclipse, as I said, is directly linked with America and Trump, and will affect the hearts of men, so to speak. and ultimately eventually affect the whole world. Now, whatever the change is, it may not happen right after the eclipse, okay? It usually takes up to 6 months, even longer sometimes, for the effects to happen. But it will happen. Like I said, eclipses don't instantly produce effects. The effects are gradual and take time, just as it is gradual and takes time for the moon to fully eclipse the sun, okay? But I guarantee you there will be big change regarding what I just mentioned, especially as we have a retrograde in Uranus making a trine to this eclipse. Now, Uranus is a passionate planet and has a brutal and dynamic energy. His element is fire, okay, and at the time of the eclipse he is in a fire sign, Aries, which he has been for a few years now. And Uranus is trining the sun, okay, whose element is fire. The symbol for the trine is a triangle, which is a symbol of fire. And the sun is in his sign, which he rules, Leo, whose element is also fire. Okay, so just to point out how much this eclipse is fire linked, okay, and so spiritually based to the highest of degrees, as fire is the element of spirit. Now, Uranus also brings about unforeseeable and sudden changes, disruptions and new situations and revelations, okay? And as he is in retrogradation at the time of this eclipse, and so is going to go crazy, so to speak, and dishing out the effects I just mentioned, Uranus also represents technology and technological advancement, so keep that in mind also. So, you know the solar eclipse will bring change. I've told you about the link with the current US president. I've told you the meanings, effects of the signs and the major players involved in this eclipse. So you are able to come to a conclusion for yourself of what exactly the solar eclipse will bring as a whole. I should also bring to your attention that Venus, the planet of love, is in Cancer, the sign of family, etc., sextiling the moon, and is being squared by Uranus also at the time of this eclipse. So again, bring this into the conclusion you come to for yourself. I will leave my own direct opinions out of it regarding exactly what I think this solar eclipse will bring. For when Uranus is involved, there is no telling what can happen, okay? But seriously, Uranus is very unpredictable. I can, again, in short, say this eclipse will bring about change in the US, directly linked with Trump, that will affect the hearts of Americans and eventually the world. This change will be sudden and unexpected by most people, and it could affect love and family, and so peace, okay? Again, I can't say exactly what or when, but it will occur. Now, you and I can sit and theorise whether this will come from a war or collapse or assassination or impeachment or something along those lines, or even some sort of a terrorist attack or natural disaster even, okay, or even something on the contrary to all the negative possibilities. Again, I can't say exactly, but something big is coming, okay, and the stars are telling us about it, okay? It's a sign. It's like reading a chapter from a book that we can all read if we are only willing and wanting to learn the language. Now, if you do want to learn astrology, watch all the videos on this channel and check out the website knowyourself.guru. Now, I will briefly go through how to see for yourself what effects a solar eclipse will have on a personal level for you. So first off, have a look at your own natal or birth chart, as it's otherwise known, and see firstly what house 28 degrees 43 seconds of Leo, where that is located on your own birth chart, and secondly see where the sun is located on your chart, because these are the two areas that will be affected in your own life, okay, depending on what houses they're in. Okay, they'll be the areas affected in your own life from this eclipse. Now, if you don't know the meanings of the houses and planets, etc., then again, check out the other videos on the channel and also the website. and bring yourself up to speed with all these meanings, okay? Because if you don't know, the whole point of the Know Yourself channel and my own personal mission is for you to be able to do what I do for yourself, to truly know yourself. And astrology is how to do that. Astrology is a language of symbols, etc. They all have their own meanings. And in my opinion, it is the language of God or the universe, whatever you want to say. This is how God creates us all equal, yet unique at the exact same time. And it is how God constantly communicates to us through signs. If only we could read the language, okay? Now, I will try and teach people how to read this language as long as I am able to communicate in some way. It is a right of everyone to learn this language of astrology. And if we all could, the whole world would be a much greater place. So again, please check the houses this eclipse affects on your own natal chart. And no eclipses bring change, big change, okay, for humanity as a whole as well. Like I'm saying, this, everything I mentioned, is something big is going to be brought about by this eclipse, okay? I can't say exactly what or when, but I can give everyone a rough idea, you know. That's all you can do when your Uranus is involved, because it's so unpredictable. Nobody knows too much about it. It's wild and how it's going to deliver its effects, especially in retrogradation, okay? So, again, please share this video, okay? As much as you can, please give this video a like, as it truly helps me out with my mission, okay? So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also please hit the bell at the right hand side of the subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you again with another video very soon.